Okay, good afternoon, guys. Um, let's start the class then. I think 4, 5 members. Okay. Uh, Yesterday, I have given some tasks for you, right? The like creating a registration form and display all the user entered details in your web page. So all of you, if you haven't done, at least try it today. Or if anybody tried that, if you face any issues, so let me know. I will clarify your doubts, or if you face any issues, I will clear that. Okay. um, Yesterday we discussed about form, right? How the form allows the users to input the data, so it sends the data to the server and it will give the response. So based on the form itself, today we are going to do some basic tasks like some mathematical operations like additions or multiplications, some basic tasks, simple two tasks, and addition and multiplications like that. So we can know how the form will be useful by taking the user input. Okay, I will firstly I will share my screen. I'm audible to everyone, am I? Yeah, I'm sharing screen now. Okay. Screen. Yeah. Is my screen visible? If it's visible, yeah. Just give thumbs up. Okay, all of you open your Eclipse. Oh, sorry. Switch spaces, Eclipse workspace. Done. Today we are gonna create a new project there, and we are gonna create some files like index files. From index files, we are gonna do all our mathematic operations. For multiplications, we are gonna create one page. For addition, we are gonna create one page. And for multiplications, okay. When the user enters the data, it has to send to the processing page where all our logics are embedded in the scriptlet tags in the Java language. Okay, I will show you now. Just wait for 1 second. Okay, my voice is not clear. Just let me just check. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Am I audible to everybody or anybody facing any issues? Yeah, okay, right? Yeah, please. Okay, okay then. Just 1 second. My clips get opening. Yes. Okay. Now everybody do along with me, okay? Or else just listen once. If you have any issues, raise your questions in your chat box, so I will clear your queries. Okay, now I am creating the new project. Okay, new project, dynamic web project. How we are going to create the new project? Main menu, file, open, click on next, new, click on dynamic web project. Here I am giving the project name as form example. Okay, form example. Click on next, click on next. Here we need to select our checkbox like generate web.xml deployment descriptor. Click on finish. Okay, in our new project, open it, open it. By default, in our web.xml, we have index.jsp, index.html files. So we don't need to create any other new one. So here simply I will create in our web app, I will simply create a new file and naming it as index.jsp file. Okay, if you want to give any other name also, you can give it. And you, when you given a new name, you have to go to the web.xml and you have to change the welcome file address to whatever the name you have given to your file. You have to place that address in this welcome file list. Okay, if anybody created a different file, here I created index.jsp file because it already present in the welcome file, so it doesn't make any difference by creating with a new or by just creating with the index.jsp. Okay, here I am giving the name title for just operations, mathematical operations, the title. And in our index page, okay, I'm taking one header. I'm taking one header as example super form. Okay, here in mathematical operations, what we are gonna do, what we want to do, one thing, one is addition. Okay, one is I'm doing simple operations to for the better understanding for you. Okay, addition, 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 and another one as multiplication, multiply. Okay, now I think that is enough. Okay, here I am doing addition and for multiplication. Okay, when I have given these two, I need another two pages to take the user input in our website. Okay, we need to take for the addition and the multiplication, we need to take a two numbers from our user. So we need to create a separate file for an addition, like h reference. When a user click on addition, see, I'm creating here new file, taking file as add.jsp. Okay, I'm giving this add.jsp address in the h reference of addition. Okay, same as for multiply, new JSP file, multi.jsp, finish. And I'm giving that multi.jsp address in the h reference of multiply and get time, multi.jsp. Okay, and saving it. Okay, when I run this project, by default, it will open the index.jsp because in our web.xml file, we have the address in our welcome file tag index.jsp. So when I'm going to run this form.xml, run as, run on server, select the server and click on finish. Okay, see in our index page, we're getting our header examples for form. Okay, and here we are getting the two links. Okay, one is for addition and one is for multiply. Here you can see in a bottom of our web page, we are getting the address add.jsp. By hovering the multiply, we are getting the multi.jsp. But when we click on addition, it will go to the add.jsp, but it is empty because in our add.jsp, we didn't write any code or any tags in the same as in the multiply. So when a user click on addition, when a user click on the addition link, here it has to appear the two inputs. What are the numbers he want to add, and we need to give the submit button also. When we want to take the input from the user, we are gonna use the form tags. That's a class I have explained in the yesterday, right? So when we are in the addition web page, I am giving the title as addition, and here I'm taking one header as addition of two numbers. Okay, and below that I'm taking one form. Okay, here we need to take the form when we need when we need the data from the user. Here we are doing one operations, that is addition of the two numbers, and here I am taking the form. In the format, in the form tag, we in the form element we have the two attributes, right? One is action tag, okay, and one is the method of sending data. Okay, this is a form, and next we are going to take an input tag. Okay, input tag. Here we are doing the addition of the two numbers, so our input box, we have to select the type of the input as number. Okay, sorry, one second, number, and we are giving the name of this input as first num. We use the input name to retrieve the data in the processing page, so we use the name attribute in the input tag, and I am taking the required attribute. Okay, when we written the required attribute in our input box, it is the compulsory input box the user has to enter. Okay, and I am taking the another input tag as type as same number, and the name it as second num. Okay, and I'm taking required attribute also. Yesterday I have shown to you, right, without a required what it will be happen. I will show it to you today also. Okay, don't worry about that. And I'm taking another input tag, and I am taking it as submit. Okay, I'm taking the type as submit and just simply saving it. And when I go to this application, and I'm going to back and I'm refreshing it, see here, when I am going to click on the addition button, see everybody, when I click on addition, see here we are getting whatever we have written in our add.jsp page. Okay, in our add.jsp page, we have written, we have taken one h2, and we have taken the form to take the input from the user. So what the user wants to add the two numbers. So here we have taken the one input for one number and second input for the second number, and here we have taken submit button. Okay, here we, when the user opens this application, he needs to know whether where he want to enter the number and what he wants to enter in this input box. So for that we can use a label tag. Okay, sorry, anybody wants to say anything? Yeah. See, first number. Okay, enter the first number, and the same tag label for the second number. Mm, enter second number. And in our submit button, we can change the value from submit to, we are doing here addition, right? So I am taking the value as add. So when you take the value attribute in our type submit button, it will save it and it will show it on our submit button. See, I have changed the submit value to, by default it will be submit, but when we taken the value attribute and we have given the add value in our input values, and here see it was in the one line itself. So better we use the break tag. See, I am taking the break tag after the label and also after the input box. Okay, just presentation, the neat presentation. Okay, I'm saving it and I'm refreshing it. See, enter the first number and enter the second number. Okay, here it will take only numbers in this input box. If you try to enter any other alphabets or any other, okay, it will take only the numbers because we have given the type as in our add.jsp page. We have taken the type as number, so it will take only the numbers. So here, see, I'm entering the one number and I'm entering the second number, and when I click on the add button, it will get refreshed, but and it will be in the same page because here we didn't here we didn't place any address to where the data has to be sent and what is the method. By default, if you didn't given in the method or get or post, it will be in the default method as get. By default method of the form is get. Okay, it's important. And for the logic of addition for the two numbers, we need to create another file. So I am creating another file where we want to do the logic in the Java in our backend process. So I wanna do add.jsp finish. See this. So when the user enters the data in our add.jsp page, and when you click on the submit, it has to go to do addition.jsp page by simply get. By default, it will be in the get method only. If you given also, it will be the get, and I will simply show that. Okay, and it will go to the do add app, do add web page. So do add. Here I'm taking it as same addition. Okay, it and gonna take a header process or a logic part of addition page. Okay, and I'm going this web page and I'm refreshing it. Okay, and I'm again once again entering the numbers. Enter the first number, enter the second number, and I'm clicking on the add button. See, I'm clicking. When I click on the button, it has navigated to the do add.jsp with the first number as 21 and second number as 16. See here our data was displayed in our URL because we have used the method of the form as get. Okay, but what we want to do actually in our do add.jsp means we need to retrieve the data from the add.jsp by using request body. Okay, how we are gonna retrieve our data? What the user has entered, we have to retrieve the data in the processing page. It's nothing but do add.jsp. For that, we are gonna use the scriptlet tags. Okay, in our scriptlet tags, gonna use Yesterday I have said, right, data whatever the user enters the data in the form, when we click on the submit, here we need to retrieve the data. But when we retrieving the data, it will be in the string format itself, whether it will be number, whether it is time, whatever it may be. But when we retrieving the data, it will be in the string format. So we need to convert that string format into integer form by using integer dot pass, like passing the string into integer values. For that, and taking one integer num1 equals to integer, okay, integer dot pass int of. Here we need to retrieve that data by using request body, like request dot get parameter of double quotes. In the request.get parameter double quotes, we need to give the input name of, okay, input name of our first number, what it is, the first num, okay, in this, and semicolon. Same for integer num2. I am taking a num2 variable and then passing it by integer dot parse int of request dot get parameter of double quotes second num. Second num is the input name for the second number, second num, okay, and semicolon. Here I have retrieved the two numbers the user has entered in our add.jsp page. So now what we have to do, we need to add these two numbers. Okay, we need to add these two numbers, simply num1 plus num2. Okay, these are the two numbers we are adding. But when we add these two numbers, we will get the result in the integer form itself. So for that, we need to store that result in one variable, and it is a type of integer. So I am taking another integer result equals to num1 plus num2 semicolon. Okay, first we are retrieving the numbers whatever the user has entered in our input boxes, and after that we are adding those two numbers, and we are storing that two numbers sum in the result variable, which is a type of integer. Now we need to display that answer to our user by using out dot print ln brackets, okay. Okay, in this is the sum of two numbers. Okay, this is a string. It will just print it in our web page. Here I am giving that number as, okay. We have the result in this result variable, right? So I am going to use that result here. I am saving it, and when I will go to this page. I will go back to next page. Okay, this is our index page, right? I'm refreshing it again. I will click on addition. See here, I am entering the two numbers 21, right? And when I click on add button, see logic part of the addition page. See, this is sum of the two numbers is 37. See here, it just simply displaying the what we have written in our out.println. Okay, this process page, it will display only whatever you have written in our out.println. It is a backend process. It's not get displayed because we have embedded that code in our scripted tags. We will use the Java code for logical processing purpose. Okay, this is the way our JSP separates uh, uh, what the presentations and our logical part from the user. Okay, all of you understand what I have did. Okay, let me know, guys. All of you understand? Yesterday also I have said. Today this is an example, basic example, how we are going to use the form to get the data from the user, and how we are sending that, what is the method we are using, and how we are retrieving the data from that page, and we are performing some logical operations. Okay, if you have any doubts, just let me know once, or else I will go to the next one, like addition and multiply. All of you are listening to the class, just give me thumbs up, or else you just simply, yeah, yeah, everybody is there, right? Yeah, you understand, right, what I have said today? Just let me know. Okay, yeah. Next part, we'll go to, here we have multiply. So do with me, everybody. Okay, I have created one index page. Here I am using the anchor tag, okay, to navigate from our index page to multiply page, which is multiply multi.jsp. I'm going to multi.jsp. I'm giving the title of that page as multiplication. Okay, multiplication. In the multiplication also, we are going to take the two numbers from the users. What are the two numbers? And we want the result of that two numbers multiplication, multiply of the two numbers. So here I'm going to take one header, enter multiplication of two numbers. Okay, I'm giving the heading as a multiplication of two numbers, and I'm taking one form. Guys, if you have any doubts anywhere, just unmute yourself and let me know what is the doubt. Okay, I'm taking here form to take the input from the user. Okay, in the form element we gonna use two attributes. One is action and one is a method of how we are sending the data. And here I'm gonna take the input tag. Okay, here I'm gonna take the input tag and the type of that input as number. Because we are doing the mathematical operations, we are going to use the numbers, so we are going the input type as numbers, and I'm going to take the name it as the first number, and I'm giving the required attribute. Okay, same as this, I'm taking the another input. This is a type of number, but it will be the second number, and I'm taking the required attribute. And I'm taking another input. The type of the input is submit, and I'm giving the value for the submit button. The value of the button is multiply. Okay, for the user presentation, okay, user has to know whether what he wants to enter in that input. We are taking the label. Okay, and here I'm giving enter the first number. Okay, enter the first number, and after the label I'm taking the break tag to after the label enter the first number, it has to be displayed in the next line. So we are using the break tag. Here also I am taking the break tag. Here I am taking the label as enter the second number, enter the second number, and I'm taking the break tag here also. And yesterday I said one more attribute to display the placeholder within the input box. Okay, see, when I'm clicking on addition in the input box also, we can give the name what he wants to enter. Okay, here we can give for that like placeholder. We use a attribute name as placeholder equals to double quotes. Here we can give enter the first number. We can do it like this also. Okay, and saving it. And we didn't see when the user enters the data, and when he click on the set multiply button, he needs to go to the multiply logic. So here we didn't create any other file to write the logic of the multiplication. So I am creating the new file, web app new, and I'm creating the new file for the logic of the multiplication. Do multi.jsp and click on the finish button. So do multi.jsp, I'm going to give that address in the form action of our multiply.jsp. When the user and click on the multiply button, the multi.jsp page will be appear, and he will enter the data in our input box. And when he click on the multiply button, the form will send the data to the do multiply.jsp page, because we have given the address of do multiply.jsp in our action attribute. And here we are going to take that method as a post. Okay, and I am saving it, and I am going to the do multiply app. Here I am changing our title as multiplication. Okay, and I'm gonna write um, processing page for multiplication. Okay, and I'm gonna use as header tag. And see, from the multi.jsp we are gonna get two data. Okay, one is a first number and one is a second number, in which multi.jsp it will send the data to the multi.jsp. Here we need to retrieve the data by using the request parameters. Okay, so for that we are going to use scriptlet tags. Inside the scriptlet tags we are going to use a Java code, which is nothing but those are the two datas are in the and the type of number. So those are the two numbers, but when we click on the submit, we will get it in the form of the string, but we need to convert that data into the integer format. For that, we are going to take integer num1 equals to, we are going to pass that string into integer by using wrapper classes. Integer dot pass int of request dot get parameter. Inside the parameter bracket we use double quotes, and here inside the double quotes we need to give the name of our first number, which is nothing but first num, and I'm going to place here and semicolon. Do it same for num2, integer num2 equals to integer dot parse int of request dot get parameter of double quotes. What is the name of the second number? Is second num, right? Here we have no input tag, we have the name as second num, so we are using that second num. Okay, here what is the logic? It's a simple logic. We are multiplying the two numbers, which is nothing but num1 into num2. 2. Okay, and here by multiplying these two numbers, we will get the answer in the in which form, in the integer form itself. So I'm storing that result in the res variable, integer res. I'm creating the integer variable of a res, and I'm storing those the result of the num1 into num2, and I am displaying that to the user by using out.println, and I'm saying multiplication of two numbers is, and I'm going to take a plus, and I'm taking as res, and I'm saving it. Okay, everybody understand, right? Here by using the request body, we are retrieving the data, and this data which we are retrieved from the form, it is in the string type. So we are converting this string type into integer by using integer dot parsing. Okay, parsing, we are passing the string to integer format. So after that, we are performing the logic of multiplication num1 into num2, and we are storing that result in the integer variable of res, and we are printing that to the user as the multiplication of the two numbers is a res. Okay, and simply saving it, and I'm going to for addition page, and I'm going back to the index page, and I'm refreshing it. And when I click on the multiply, see here multiplication of the two numbers header, and these are the label attributes. We have used label attributes for those, and inside this inbox we are getting the placeholder. We have used the placeholder attribute, and we have given the value for that, which is enter the first number. Okay, I'm entering here 21, and for the second number we didn't have any placeholder. We didn't use it in our multi.jsp. In our second number we didn't use a placeholder, so it didn't show nothing. And one more thing, here we have used required, right? I'm removing now. See, I'm removing now, and I'm saving it again. When I go to this and when I refresh it, see, I'm refreshing, but I didn't enter any numbers of first number or second number, but I am going to simply click on the multiply button. See, and when I click on the multiply button, it is going to do multi.jsp page, and where we are gonna retrieve that file, but we didn't enter any data in the input, so it will be gives an error because those data is null. So for that reasons, to restrict that, we are going to use it as a required attribute, which will tells a user it is the compulsory data you have to enter in this form. Okay, required, and I'm saving it, and when I'm going to web application, I'm refreshing it, and when I click on the multiply without entering any data in our input boxes, see, it will give one error pop-up as please fill out this field. Please fill out this field. Okay, for the two numbers, if you enter one number and when you click on this multiply, it will show it for any inputs where we use the required attribute. Okay, and then on 16. Okay, and when I clicked on multiply button, see, it has sent the data to the do multi.jsp, and it has performed the logic of the multiplication, and it's displaying our multiplication of the number is 336. And one more thing, here we have used a method of the data. We are sending the data of our form in the post method, so it didn't append any data to the do multi.jsp url. But when we use that method of a get, okay, refreshing it, and I'm going back, and here I'm refreshing again, and I'm entering the two numbers. Okay, and when I click on multiply, see, the logic it will works, but in our URL, our data will be appended to our URL. So that is where the two methods come into a picture, where we have to use a method of get and where we want to use a method of post. Okay, everybody okay with this? Everybody understand? Okay, if you have any doubts, okay, let me know. And one more thing, I'm gonna tell it as, see, here we are going to the different page. Okay, see, in our application, I'm going back, see, I'm refreshing it. See, when I click on addition and when I enter the two numbers, one is 21, one is 16. Okay, and when I click on the add button, it is going to the another page, and it's performing the logic and it displaying in the same page 37. But when the two numbers, okay, or else we can write it as, one second, wait, see, here in our example for the forms, okay, addition multiply we have taken earlier, right? And again one I am gonna take one another link as uh, what we are going to use, check the age or eligibility. Eligibility for vote. To be eligibility for vote. Okay, one second then. I'm going to use click here. Okay, and I'm going to see Nana. Okay, click here. In this, I'm going to give eligibility. Okay, eligible dot JSP. Okay, going to the web page and I'm refreshing it. See, here we are checking. Click here for eligibility to check the eligibility of for the vote. Okay, eligible. Okay, I'm gonna create one page. Name it as JSP eligible.jsp. Okay, here validation. When here, when the user click on this link, he will go to eligible.jsp page where he need to enters his age, whether he is eligible to vote or not. Okay, to use his vote or not. Okay, in this validation, I'm going to take it as H2. Checking age, and I'm going to take one form. I'm taking one form and I'm giving the input type as number, because we are taking the name as age, and I'm taking the placeholder. Okay, enter your age. Okay, and I'm taking the required attribute here, input 1. I'm taking the break, and I'm taking another input to submit the form. Here I'm using type as a submit, and I'm giving the name as check. Okay, when he enter the age in our input box, and when he click on the check button, he needs to go to action where we need to send like check.jsp. and we need to send this data. This is a sensitive data, so we use the post method. And again, we need to create this check.jsp page where we need to write the logic to check it has above 18 or not. Check.jsp, finish. When he enter the data, and it will send the data to the check.jsp page. Here also we will write the validation name, and in the scriptlet tags, okay, in the scriptlet tags we need to retrieve the age of the user, whatever the age the user has entered in our input box. So age is also in the number, so we need to pass that string into integer form. So int equals to age equals to integer dot pass int, and the request, we are using the request body to retrieve the data from the form, get parameter, and we have given the name as age, right? Okay, we need to close the bracket and see in our eligible, we have given the name as age, and the form action method post age. So here parameter, okay, sorry, parameter and save. Okay, we will get the age here, but if we need to write here condition whether if the age is greater than 0, sorry, if the grade age is greater than 18, then he is eligible. Okay, that's we need to say, like out dot print ln as eligible, eligible to eligible to vote. Okay, else if the age is below 18, okay, if the age is below 18, we need to say print ln as not eligible to cast his vote. Not eligible to cast his vote. Here also I use semicolon. Here also I use semicolon. And I'm going to our web page. Going to here and I'm refreshing here. See, I'm when I click on here it asking to enter your age. So I'm entering the 21 age. And when I click on the check button, see, it's showing me I'm eligible to vote. Okay, this is a one way we are doing statically, but by using if when we need to send the user to another page by dynamically, we need to use some action tags. Okay, action tags is nothing but the control flow of our application based on the user input. మనం యూజర్ ఇన్పుట్ ద్వారా మన యొక్క అప్లికేషన్ని ఏ పేజ్ ఓపెన్ చేయాలి అని చెప్పి కంట్రోల్ చేయడానికి వీఆర్ గోన్ యూజ్ ద జేఎస్పి యాక్షన్ ట్యాగ్స్. ఓకే, జేఎస్పి యాక్షన్ ట్యాగ్స్, I will give you some random, see, okay, JSP action tags. We have two action tags here. Okay, one is JSP forward tag. Okay, one is JSP forward tag, and another one is JSP include tag. Okay, JSP include tag. And these are the two tags we are going to use to control flow of our web application. Okay, just try this what I have said today in the today's class, and I will explain about these action tags in the next class. Okay, tomorrow I will explain with this same, like we are gonna take the same form examples only. There we will use the forward and action tags. Okay, forward and include tags. uh, just try what we have done in our class today also. Okay, so that you can get better understanding of a form or what we are doing daily. Okay, if guys, if you have any doubts in this today's class, let me know through the chat, or let me just ping me in the WhatsApp. Okay, I will explain about the JSP action tags in the tomorrow's class. Okay, that's it for today's class. Thanks. If you have any doubts, let me know. I will wait for a few minutes. If you're facing any issues by practicing, or else it's done for today. You can drop off from the session. Or if you have any doubts, you can unmute yourself and you can ask me. Yeah, thank you.